Hi there. So today we are back to the journey. We're back on the journey to authentic joy, the book, my book. We are still in the faith section. And as I've said before, I spend so much time on the faith section because faith to me is that huge foundation. It's where everything else goes from there. Everything in the relationship with Christ really relies on that faith aspect. Everything that we're seeking from God relies on that faith aspect. Of course, God told us faith without works is dead. So our effort needs to be there. Our intention needs to be there. What he tells us to do, we need to follow up on. But that first step is faith, believing what he says is true, believing that he has our back, that he has us covered. And so that's why I like to spend so much time in this section. So today we're on the daily essay titled, There's No Arrival Without Travel. No arrival without travel. And so the purpose is really to focus on the importance of the journey. I know there's a quote, I believe it's Ben Sweetland, I actually have in the book. And it basically says that, success is not a destination. It's a journey. Journey is the success, not the destination. I didn't really get that because I'm a pretty goal-oriented person. I like to make plans to reach goals. And the goals excite me. They invigorate me in life for sure. And even now, I'm still that way, though less that way. But I get it now. I get what he means in that quote, because it's really important to focus on the experiences that God has for us and the learnings that God has for us. And when we are rushing to get to a destination, when we're taking the highway, say, versus the scenic route, we have no idea what we're missing. No idea whatsoever. And then once we get to that destination, it's like, oh, this is cool, but how long is it cool? And then we get to the point where it's like, all right, what's next? At least I do. If you're achievement oriented, you're definitely that way. If you are alpha driven, you're that way. And then I think there are people who are very blessed with contentment. They're very blessed to have joy and complacency. And I know we don't hear complacency described that way often. I'm not built that way, but I do believe it's a blessing for some people to have joy in that complacency, to get to that point and they are just chill and their vibe is chill and they're happy about it. And I don't think there's anything whatsoever wrong with that. But I believe even those individuals are still on a journey. While their destination might not be, something that they say is still in progress. They may have made it to this fleshly destination, this goal, X amount of money, then retire at, 35 years old or what have you, and live on an island, but they're still on this destination of life. You know what I mean? They're still having experiences. They're still having important relationships with people who are important in their lives. They may still be doing meaningful things to help those people around them, doing meaningful things to build on their relationship with God. So even in that instance where what we see in a fleshly way, have reached their destination of fleshly success, they're still on that journey, because the destination, in my opinion, we're never there. As long as we're alive, we're not to that final destination because we still have purpose. We still have a purpose in life and what God has us to fulfill. And while, some of us may think that has to do with being, back in the day, being in front of a newspaper, or now, being in social media, or attaining a certain degree or certification, or getting a certain marital status, we realize that it's far more than that, and that the destination, the ultimate destination, trumps all of that. And all of that really, if we be honest, the ultimate destination with God, all this other stuff is just meaningful. It's not even chump change. Can't even say compared to that. And so that's why now I can really appreciate when he says that the success is really about the journey. It's not about the destination, because the journey has so many undiscoverable, unpredictable destinations that we're stopping at when we're taking our time and really paying attention. I am definitely guilty of rushing, a lot of times, rushing through to get here, to get there. And when we do that, we are completely blocking out those opportunities for those stopping points, those stopping destinations that God has for us. So there's a reason I believe, and this is one of the discussion questions I was going to leave you with, but I believe that is one of the reasons why God says patience is one of the fruits of the Spirit. It's because without patience, we can't wait for Him to show us these beautiful things. We're busy rushing to our fleshly destinations if we don't have patience to wait on His timing to do things, to move, to get to where we want to go. So I just want you to keep that in mind. I know one quote that's contrary to that is by Thomas Jefferson. He says, never put off for tomorrow, what we can do today. And I have lived by that. I'm going to be honest, and I'm embarrassed now to say that, not that he hasn't accomplished much. But what I see is when I've lived that way, never putting off tomorrow what I can do today, I forfeited a lot of really meaningful experiences with people, because I think absolutely we should put off some things for tomorrow, because today we need to appreciate the people in our lives, appreciate the experiences that God has blessed us with, appreciate it just a moment just to breathe and smell the roses. What is wrong with that? Right? So I think it's a blessing for us to really appreciate our journey and appreciate that there are so many destinations that we don't realize that are there before that final destination. And if we rush the journey, we're going to miss those many destinations. Many, meaning because they're not that final destination, that are so powerful. So I leave you with the discussion questions of, in your current decision, in your current situation, what are you designing patience for? What are you waiting for that you need God's patience for? And pray to ask Him to give you patience in that thing. And then also, how can patience help you in your relationship with God? How can it help you to better hear from God? I pray that you be well and that you be blessed in the meantime, and that you have the proper travel for your arrival. Have a blessed day.